I'd like to show you a 15-minute exercise routine that you can do at home with minimal equipment. These exercises are arranged so that we can target essential muscle groups that are important for your posture and coordination in a balanced manner. If you find some of the exercises too easy or too hard, don't worry about it. There will be other videos of 15-minute exercises that are either going to be a progressed or regressed version of this. For this exercise, you will need a small stool and a dowel like this, or a foam roller like this, and a dumbbell that is 5 pounds or lighter. If you don't have a dumbbell, it's okay. You can use a small soup can or a water bottle. Okay, let's get started. We will start in all fours position. You can see that my toes are pointed backwards. Right toes are pointed backward for those who have difficulty putting the pressure on their knees. You will see that I will eventually tuck my toes under to show you more commonly used version. Many people are familiar with this exercise. Keep your back neutral and try not to let the pelvis rotate or shift side to side. We will do this 10 times per each side. Moving slow is the key for this exercise. Next one is shoulder mobility in weight-bearing position. Most of the time we try to move the shoulder joints on stable shoulder blades. This one is different. You're moving your shoulder blades and rib cage as a unit around your shoulder joints. Your hands are planted in the floor with your arms fairly straight. We will keep our spine neutral with this movement. There shouldn't be any clicking or sharp pain in your shoulder. If so, try to make a smaller movement. We will do this for 5 repetitions per each direction of rotation. Next one is front plank to side plank transition with the straight leg raise as a bonus. This will work your core and hips as well as your shoulder and neck stabilizers. Keeping your shoulder joint in the center of the socket is important in the side plank position. When raising your leg, try to keep your hips straight so that you don't use the front part of the hip muscles too much. We will do this for 4 repetitions. Notice that there are 3 straight leg raises for each repetition of side plank. next one is single leg glute bridge. This exercise focuses on your hip extensors as well as your inner thigh and your foot muscles. Of course, your core is going to be engaged as you try not to rotate your pelvis and try not to flare your ribcage upwards. It is expected that your hamstring will be working, but we will still try to use our glutes as a main driver for this exercise. We will do this 20 per each side. Feel free to take a brief rest in between if your hamstring starts cramping. Now let's give your hamstring a bit of an active stretching. Notice that I am still trying not to rotate my pelvis and trying not to flare my ribcage up, so that deep core activation is still an important part of this exercise. Breathing out as you lift your leg up will help you with this. We will do this 8 times per side. Now we'll add a bit more intense core activation to straight leg raise exercise. Once one leg is up, that leg stays up there. The opposite leg goes up to match the height of the leg that is already up. Then it goes down slowly. Again, not rotating pelvis and not flaring the ribcage up are an important part of this exercise that will help you engage your core. If you feel that your lower back is overworking, you can bend your knees a bit to reduce the stress on your lower back. We will do this 10 per side. Now we will help our body coordinate inner thigh, core, and shoulder stabilizers. For those who have pain in their pelvis or knee, this can be very difficult. You can try it, but if this doesn't feel right, you can skip it. I will introduce a regressed version of this exercise in another video. The technique for this exercise is actually not very complicated. Keep your shoulder joint in the center of the socket and keep your hips straight. We will do this 10 per side. Now we will move to isometric squat with overhead reach. We will first sit on a stool close to the edge with your feet slightly behind the knees. Your upper body slightly leaned forward by bending at your hips. Keep your back neutral. This is important. Hold a foam roller or a dowel in your hands while reaching your arms above your head without shrugging. Ideally, the line formed by your hand, shoulder, and hip should be straight. We set up the sitting position like this, as this can help you come off the chair while minimizing jerky motion. If we do this right, you will be able to slightly lift your hips off the stool just by pushing your feet into the ground. Play with different feet positions and hip angles to find your own sweet spot. Once your hip is slightly off the chair, stay in this position for 10 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. The main purpose of this exercise is to promote balanced activation among your hip, spine, and scapular stabilizers in a challenging position, like the bottom position of the squat, while keeping your hip and shoulder joints in the center of the joint space. That being said, if your front thigh muscles or upper shoulder muscles overly tired, feel free to reduce the duration of hold a bit while trying to feel your glutes, core, and muscles between your shoulder blades working. We will repeat this 6 times. Now we will work on muscles around your shoulder blades and your back of shoulder muscles while isometrically engaging our glutes, back of your thigh muscles, and spinal stabilizers. I am using 3-pound dumbbell here, but you can start without a weight first to check your technique. The instruction for this exercise is a bit long, so please be patient with listening to my voice. We begin by pushing our hips back with the knees slightly bent. This will allow our upper body lean forward without bending the spine. Then put your hands on your bum with your palms facing toward the ceiling. Then open your chest by moving your shoulder joints away from your neck. This helps you engage the muscles in between lower parts of your shoulder blades. Common mistake people make is that they pinch the shoulder blades together too hard. Instead, think about lengthening your collarbones. Once you found this position, then slightly hover your right hand off the bum without losing the shoulder blade position you just made. Then start to swing your arm forward and back, following the line made by your back. As your arm swings forward, your thumb gradually points towards the ceiling. As the hand comes back to the starting position, gradually rotate your palm towards the ceiling. Keep your chest open to allow stability of the shoulder blades while moving your arm. This does not mean that we are locking our shoulder blade in one position. We are simply trying not to let the shoulder joint drop down while allowing the rotation of the shoulder blades. This picture will help you understand what rotation I am talking about. There shouldn't be any clicking or sharp pain in your shoulder while doing this. If so, reduce the range of motion or use a lighter weight. We will do this 12 times per each side.